Describe the pillar art which form an important part of modern art. Asokan pillar art form, which is part of modern art and architecture, has significance under rich art tradition of ancient history of India, including the world. On one hand, it shows the technical and scientific advancement of contemporary India, while on other hand, it reflects the socio-economic condition, cultural, religious aspect, and significant governance system of modern empire. मतलब दो चीज़ें, एक तो ये सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन को, ये तो सबसे पहले देखो टेक्निकल एंड साइंटिफिक एडवांसमेंट को दर्शाता है, एट द सेम टाइम ये सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन, रिलीजियस आस्पेक्ट एंड efficient governance system of modern empire. It is also first hand source to learn about ancient historical perspective of ancient India. For example, modern art can be considered as a monolithic pillar of Asoka the Great, which he installed in different part of the country, such as at the Maski in Karnataka, Rampurva in Bihar, etc., to disseminate his policy of Dhamma. The policing techniques used on this pillar is so advanced that it exists in the same form even today. Part of modern art. देखो modern palace art, rock inscription, Asokan pillar, stupa, Bihar and Chaitya, sculptures and terracotta figurines. ठीक है. Among the Asokan art, Asokan pillar has its profound place in the history of India and the world due to its magnificent features and multifaceted purpose, as explained below. The important feature of Asokan pillar can be seen in the following points. पहला है, it has a free-standing shaft, इसको अखंड भी कहते हैं, tapering slightly towards the top. एवरेज जो हाइट है वो 12 से 14 मीटर है, which is attached to a well-shaped inverted lotus and abacus above it. ठीक है, मतलब फ्री स्टैंडर्ड साफ्ट है, ऊपर की तरफ टेपर है, टू ए बेल शेप्ड inverted lotus and abacus above it. All the capital figure, usually animals like a bull, lion, elephant, etc., are vigorous and carved standing on a square or circular abacus. Some pillars have inscriptions like Delhi Topra, Delhi Metrat, and some are without inscription like Bodh Gaya. It is mainly made of chunar stone and white and red sandstone from Mathura. All these pillars are completely independent of themselves and stand under the open sea without any support. The length of the pillar is 30 to 50 feet and the weight of each is 50 ton. These pillars are located in different part of the country. देखो हम कैसे बनाएंगे. ये पिलर है, ये लोटस है, ये अवेकस है, ये हमारा क्राउनिंग एलिमेंट है और ये ठीक है. Importance of Asokan pillar. It is used by Asoka to spread Dhamma and has ethical and religious overtone, including social and animal welfare programs such as Asoka Dharma policy inscribed on Allahabad pillar, Delhi Topra pillar, state to respect parents and elders, respect every religion, policy of not killing animal. It symbolize the victory and greatness of the empire. ठीक है. It was also used to create a royal order in common language of common people like Brahmi or Prakrit, which was used in Nigali Sagar pillar near Lumbini, Nepal, which shows that 20th regnal period of Ashoka 243 AD से it symbolized the territorial expansion and vastness of the empire, such as Sahibajgarhi to Madsaur inscription. Sahibajgarhi to Madsaur inscription in Kharosti script and Kandahar inscription in Greek Aramic script indicate territorial expansion to Pakistan and Afghanistan. ठीक है. It is used to propagate Buddhist ideology, Hinayana Buddhism. It also reflects the popular local tradition of the society. ठीक है. तो अगर हम देखा जाए धर्म को स्प्रेड करने के लिए कर रहा है. ठीक है. बहुत सारी रिलीजियस पॉलिसी है. ये वास्ट एंड ग्रेटनेस ऑफ एम्पायर को दर्शाता है. इसमें लोकल लैंग्वेज में ऑर्डर्स लिखे होते हैं. ये बेसिकली टेरिटोरियल एक्सटेंड को भी दर्शाता है, क्योंकि इसमें साहिबाजगरही से मदसौर तक और उसके अलावा कंदाहर का जो इंस्क्रिप्शन ये बताता है कि हमारा जो राज्य था वो मतलब पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान में भी था. ठीक है. हिनाया बुद्धिज्म को वो करता है रिफ्लेक्ट पॉपुलर लोकल ट्रेडिशन ऑफ द सोसाइटी. ठीक है. Ashokan pillar art highlight the multidimensional aspect of modern empire. Multidimensional aspect of modern empire. It generally highlight the territorial boundaries of empire. Territorial boundaries को highlight करता है. The taxation system and the administration and governance of that period. ठीक है. These pillar inscription also shows the grants made during the famine made by Ashoka and his religious policy, foreign policy, etc. quite accurately. At present, the design of blue circle in the middle of white strip in Indian national has been inspired from the pillar of Sarnath. Also, the national emblem of India is a replica of lion capital of Sarnath, which symbolizes the current importance of pillar art form of Ashokan period. ठीक है. अब आते हैं explain the important changes that were ensured by Charter Act of 1813 and 1833 along with the abolition of traditional rights of the company. With the establishment of company rule in India from 1773 till 1813, the British Empire in India had expanded significantly. In this situation, by 1830, when the renewal of company charter was due, there was elaborate discussion about the justification of commercial privileges enjoyed by the company. The extent of company territories in India had too much expanded that it was considered to be well high impossible for it to continue both commercial and political function. Moreover, Englishmen demanded a share in trade with India in view of the new economic theories of laissez-faire and continental system introduced by Napoleon, which has closed the European port to British trade. The Englishmen therefore demanded the termination of commercial monopoly right of the company. Due to industrial revolution in England, the standard of living and economic condition of people has transformed a lot. Meanwhile, the influence of French Revolution is spread throughout Europe and human values start being advocated. As a result, it become the basic changing and modifying the trading rights of the company, and basic Indian administrative system was changed to give it more importance to human values. ठीक है. The clear influence of James Mill, Bentham and Lord Macaulay was visible in चार्टर एक्ट ऑफ 1833। अब देखते हैं इम्पोर्टेंट चेंज इन इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेंसन थ्रू द चार्टर एक्ट ऑफ 1813 और 1833। पहला देखो चार्टर, कंपनी हैज़ डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ इट्स मोनोपोली ऑफ ट्रेड विद इंडिया बट स्टिल एंजॉय इट्स मोनोपोली ऑफ ट्रेड विद चाइना एंड ट्रेड इन टी। ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद है द शेयर होल्डर ऑफ कंपनी वर ग्रांटेड अ डिविडेंड ऑफ 10.5% आउट ऑफ रेवेन्यू ऑफ इंडिया। ठीक है, द एक्ट कंटिन्यू टू द कंपनी फॉर ए फर्दर पीरियड ऑफ 20 years द possession of territory and revenue without prejudice to the undoubted sovereignty of the crown over the same period. Constitutional position of British territory in India was thus explicitly defined for first time. The power of vote of control was not only defined but also it was enlarged considerably. All the English traders were given permission to trade with India. Christian missionary got the permission to come to India for a preaching religion. British businessmen and engineers were given permission to come and settle in India, but for this they were required to obtain a license from Board of Control. ठीक है, it also made provision for providing a sum of 1 lakh of rupees annually to set apart and applied to the revival and improvement of literature for education for Indians। ठीक है, अब आते हैं चार्टर एक्ट ये 1833। कंपनी लॉस्ट इट्स मोनोपोली ट्रेड विद चाइना। द एक्ट गिव another lease of life to company for other 20 years to administer Indian territory. It was decided that Indian territory would now be administered in the name of British Empire. All the restriction on European immigration into India and acquisition by them of land and property in India were removed. Directly अब आ सकते हैं। The Governor General of Bengal became the Governor General of India. The Governor General in Council was given the power to control, superintendent and direct the Diwani and Fauzdari affair of the company. Bombay, Madras, Bengal and other territories were placed under the complete control of Governor General in Council. Only the Governor General in Council was given the authority to make law for India, and government of Madras and Bombay were drastically deprived for their power of legislation. The act enlarged the Executive Council of Governor General by addition of the fourth member, law member for legislative purpose. The fourth member was added as a law member and was expected to give professional advice regarding lawmaking. He was entitled in theory to sit and vote at the meeting of council only for purpose of making law. A law commission was appointed with a view to administer, codify and improve Indian law. No Indian or natural born subject of British residence in India should be by reason only of his religion place. No Indian or nationally born subject of British residence in India should be by reason only of his religion, place of birth, descent, color or any of them be disqualified for any place of office or employment under the company। मतलब somehow somewhere अपने आर्टिकल 15 जैसा। ठीक है, द चार्टर एक्ट ऑफ 1833 enjoined the government of India to take measure for amelioration of the condition of slaves and ultimate abolition of slavery in India। ठीक है, Through the Charter Act of 1813 and 1833, the policy of free trade was started in India by ending the monopoly of company. Besides, to improve humanitarian nature to the British administration in India, a provision was made to spend 1 lakh per year for the development of education and abolition of abolition of slavery under section 87 of Charter Act of 1833. The Act of 1813 led to the entry of Christian missionary into the India, which in years that follow had a deep impact on tribal area of India in terms of education, religion and culture. Thus, we can say that Charter Act of 1813 and 1833 is a divide impact on all political, social, economic and religious aspect in India. The basic objective of provision of this act was to protect the imperial interest of England in India and to fulfill its economic interests in an unhindered manner. What were the subsidiary alliance system and doctrine of lapse policy that played an important role in British imperial policy? Write the impact of this policy. For the expansion and strengthening of a British imperialism under the company rule in India, imperialistic policies were mainly carried out through the conquest and war as well as through the diplomatic and administrative mechanism. Among these policy wherein Hastings policy of ring fence, ठीक है, Lord Wellesley policy of subsidy alliance and doctrine of lapse of Lord Dalhousie have an important place. ब्रिटिश imperial policies, सबसे पहला है subsidiary alliance. It was effectively implemented by Lord Wellesley. ठीक है. Doctrine of lapse, Lord Dalhousie empirical goal through doctrine of lapse. Subsidiary alliance was used by Wellesley to bring Indian state within the orbit of British political power. This system served the double purpose of uh, asserting British supremacy in India at the same time of protecting India from the menace of Napoleon. ठीक है. Indian state was to surrender its external relation under the company and was to make no war. Indian state were supposed to conduct negotiation with other states through the company. ठीक है. A bigger state was to maintain an army within its territory commanded by British officials for the preservation of public peace, and the ruler was to secede territory in full sovereignty for the upkeep of the force. मतलब territory भी देनी चाहिए. दे. A small state was required to pay tribute in cash to the company. ठीक है. The state was to accept British resident at its headquarters. ठीक है. The state was not to be European in its service. The state was not to be European in its service without the consultation of the company. The company was not to interfere in the internal affair of the state. The company was to protect Indian state against foreign enemy of every sort or kind. Wellesley gave practical practice to subsidiary alliance but also applied in case of almost every Indian state, and some state accepted the subsidiary alliance automatically, but some state accepted it being defeated in the war. The treaties were made with Nizam of Hyderabad, Mysore and Awadh in 1808, with the Maratha Peshwa Treaty of Basin in 1802, भोसले 1803 में और सिंधिया 1804 में. On the basis of allegation of misgovernance, Wellesley took many states under the protection of companies such as Carnatic, Tanjore and Surat. Doctrine of lapse principle stated that the adopted son could be the heir to his father's private property but not of the state. Dalhousie draw a distinction between succession to private property and succession to royal gaddi. In the latter case, it was for the paramount power, the British, to decide whether to bestow the estate on the adopted son or to annex it. It is noteworthy that the practice of adoption existed in India since ancient times. This right always existed in both the form of religion and tradition. In 1825, the British government also recognized this practice and announced that every ruler has a right to adopt a son according to Hindu law, and the British government is bound to accept it. ठीक है. In 1834, this policy get changed, and it was said that it was in company hand to disapprove the adoption. ठीक है, 1824 में. This policy get changed, and it was said that it is company hand to disapprove the adoption, and when it come to approving, very few approvals should be given. In this way, the British government lacked definite rule in the matter of adoption. In some cases, this was generally opposed. Dalhousie made this policy of the company a new weapon for empirical expansion. He planned to integrate the state of ruler who has no any own offspring as their heir into the British Empire by banning the practice of adoption. In this context, he divided Indian states into three categories. First category, these states which were not tributary and which were not and never had been subordinate to paramount power. ठीक है. Second category, Hindu princes and chieftain which were tributary and owned subordination of British government as their paramount power in place of Emperor of Delhi or the Peshwa etc. Third category, Hindu sovereignties and state which had been created or revived by Sanad grant of British government. Lord Dalhousie explained that in state covered by category 1, we had no right to their adoption. In category 2, the ruler have to require our consent for adoption, which we have right to refuse. In the principalities of category 1 hold the succession. Category 1 hold that the succession should never be allowed to go by adoption. Impact क्या है? By implementing the subsidiary alliance, the British strengthened and expanded their empire in India. Through this policy, the company's armies were raised in the native state at their expenses, freeing the Indian state from French influence. The British gained a strong hold on India's military system and politics. In this way, the subsidiary alliance proved to be very beneficial for company. Many states come under the indirect control of company due to which the company was successful in giving concrete shape to its business and economic interest. While the subsidiary alliance protect British interests, the native state had to bear its adverse consequences. The economy of native state deteriorated. The national spirit, courage, military organization and economic system of Indian state kings declined. अभी आते हैं impact of doctrine of lapse. Doctrine of lapse policy is mainly criticized because it was unfair to divide the native princes into three categories. The native princes states were neither created by British nor they were legally the supreme power of India. Officially, the Emperor of India was still the Mughal Emperor, and theoretically all Indian states were under the Mughal Emperor. The line of demarcation between dependent state and protective allies were very thin. In any case of the disputed interpretation, the decision of East India Company was binding and that of the Court of Director was final. The practice of adoption among the Hindu was religious and legally valid. The British has no moral or legal right to interfere in this. Henry Lawrence and Sleeman criticized the doctrine. Henry Lawrence and Sleeman criticized the doctrine of Lapse policy and consider it dangerous for British Empire. According to him, the native state worked as a safety valve for us. This policy, the British Empire rapidly expanding by merging Satara, Jodhpur, Sambal, Bhagat, Jhansi, Nagpur, Karoli. Warren Hastings strengthened the British Empire through the policy of ring fence and subsidiary alliance, while Lord Dalhousie rapidly expanded the British Empire through the doctrine of lapse. At the same time, the policy of doctrine of lapse subsidiary alliance also exposed the true character of British rule, whose immediate effect can be seen as an important reason for revolt of 1857. While in long run it provided a strong base for Indian nationalist and national movement. What was the diarchy system implemented in Bengal by Lord Clive in 1765? Briefly discuss its consequences. After the victory of Britishers in Battle of Buxar, 1764, the Treaty of Allahabad was signed in 1765. In accordance with the treaty, dual system of governance introduced in Bengal. Under this system, the administrative work, that is the work of Nizamat, police and judiciary, was handed over to the Nawab. Nizamat handed over to the Nawab of Bengal, by the work of Diwani, this is revenue collection, was given to the company. At this time, the company was neither willing nor able to undertake the direct collection of revenue. For the exercise of Diwani function, the company appointed 3 deputy leaders. देखो, रजा खान for Bengal, Raja Sahib for Bihar, and Rai Dullab for Odisha. The whole administration, Nizamat as well as Diwani, were exercised through the Indian agency, though the actual power vested with the company. In actual practice, the dual system proved a same for East India Company to exercise all political power and used the Indian agency mainly as an instrument for their purpose. The consequences of diarchy can be understood in detail on 2 grounds which are different. सबसे पहला है from the point of view of company, that is the English government. For Indian point of view, the workload of the company become smooth due to division of Nizamat and Diwani. The workload of the company become smooth due to division of Diwani and company के point of view से, ठीक है, निज़ामत. The financial position of company become stronger. From 1765 to 72, 3 crore were received as the land revenue from the Bengal and Bihar. The Indian servant of the company followed the bad example of their master. The appointment of Indian servant made Indians a mere assistant to the British. ठीक है. The Nawab of Bengal remained only nominal ruler, and the strong foundation of a British state was established. The company took over the entire Bengal without any responsibility. Blinded by company stupidity, the governor and the member of council could not choose honest Indian as their functionaries. Through the revenue received from Bengal, Clive expanded the company rule over other areas. Point of view से देखा जाए, owing to the importance of Nizamat, the administration of law and order virtually broken down, and administration of justice was reduced to a farce. Administration हो गया broken down and administration of justice was reduced to farce. Official appointed for civil work used to collect arbitrary taxes mercilessly, due to which the economic condition of farmer become miserable. Bengali peasants suffer from exploitation from the government officials, which led to decline of agriculture and situation of poverty and starvation. क्या हो गया? Decline of agriculture and situation of poverty and starvation. Determining the practice of goods made by native artisan by the British authority also caused huge losses to both artisan and traditional industry. When there was a famine in 1770 AD, the public did not receive any help from the company. On the contrary, the price of goods were increased by the employees of the company. Thus, looking at overall result of dual government, Sir John Cornwall declared the British House of Commons in 1858. I do most confidently maintain that no civilized government ever existing on the face of this earth with was more corrupt, pers- more perfidious, and more rapacious than government of East India Company from 1765 to 1784. I don't most confidently maintain that no civilized government ever existed on face of the earth with was more corrupt, more perfidious, and more rapacious than the government of East India Company between the 1765 to 1784. In 1772, Baron Hastings abolished the dual rule as soon as he became the governor of Bengal. Write a short note on the role of Bihar in Indian freedom struggle. Bihar, which played a central role in political, economic, and cultural sphere of the ancient Indian history, played an effective and important role in national freedom movement. The British started establishing power in eastern part of India with the Battle of Plassey and Buxar. Along with this, opposition to the British start in Bihar. Thus, the contribution of Bihar in Indian freedom struggle can be seen in the following points. The beginning of struggle against the British in Bihar started in the form of tribal rebellion, in which rebellion of Santal, Munda, Tamak, Kol, Bhumij, and Cheras can be seen predominantly. These rebellions were of local and violent nature, which caused British economic and administrative problem, but this policy was strongly opposed. Apart from this, Wahhabi movement, Faraji movement, Nonia rebellion, and Lota rebellion were also become a powerful medium for resistance to the company rule in Bihar. The revolt of 1857 started from Meerut on 10th May 1857, but the leadership role of Bir Kunwar Singh of Bihar made the significant contribution. Bir Kunwar Singh of Bihar made the significant contribution of Bihar in this revolt. In the adverse circumstances of the time, Kunwar Singh tried to unite the entire people of Bihar, and the war fought by him at the various places and the strategy adopted even today inspire the patriotism among the people. ठीक है. The phases of national movement till 1857 is considered to be the phase of pre-nationalism. In this phase, the above-mentioned rebellion in Bihar played an unprecedented role. The second phase of national movement is called the period of mass movement. In this phase, Bihar not only played a big role in national movement, but It also became famous as a basis of Gandhian mass movement in Indian politics. We can see what this in the following ways. From 1858 to 1885, nationalism developed among the citizens of the country, and Congress was established in 1885, in which leaders of Bihar participated. Three important sessions of Congress was organized at बांकीपुर 1912, गया सेशन 1992 एंड नहीं 92 नहीं कुछ गया 22 होगा शायद, और रामगढ़ सेशन ऑफ 1940, बांकीपुर गया और रामगढ़, ठीक है. Partition of Bengal and subsequent revolutionary movement across the country had an impact on Bihar. After which Satyendra Nath Sandyal of Bihar formed Anushilon Samiti in Patna 1913, and Ramakrishna Society was established by Gyanendra Nath in 1906. This organization had taken forward the revolutionary movement in Bihar. ठीक है, ओके. सचिन नाथ सन्याल, अनुशीलन समिति और Ramakrishna Society. Home Rule League was established in Bihar under the leadership of Maulana Majrul Haq, which awakened the public gathering in Bihar. The first successful experiment of Gandhian movement came from the farmer Satyagraha in Champaran district of Bihar in 1917, which is considered to be the starting point of national movement. After this, Bihar participation in Rolect Satyagraha 1919, Khilafat 1919 and Non-Cooperation 1920 movement, opposition of Simon Commission 1927 and civil disobedience, opposition of Simon Commission 1727 and civil disobedience movement 1930 was quite special. During this period, protests against Chaukidari tax, naked strike, women protested against the prohibition of alcohol, larger participation of Muslim in Bihar as compared to other part of the country, etc. were the feature which made this movement distinctive and effective. Like other part of the country, individual satyagraha started in Bihar under the leadership of Sri Krishna Singh. First satyagrahi थे. Bihar role in Quit India movement was very significant. Ram Manohar role operation of secret radio and Jayaprakash Narayan formation of Azad Dasta provided the leadership to the movement after the arrest of first-line leader of Congress. Even the student was martyred in the secretariat firing in Bihar on 11 August 1942, which symbolized the sacrificing everything to liberate the country. In Gandhian phase of national freedom struggle, many such leaders such as Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Ram Manohar Lohia, Sri Krishna Singh, Anugrah Narayan Singh, Jayaprakash Narayan, Majrul Haq has played a special role not only in the struggle of freedom but also in reconstruction of independent India and Bihar. In the same sequence, Dr. Rajendra Prasad got the honor of becoming the President of Constituent Assembly and the first President of India, which shows the influential role of Bihar in the contemporary time. What circumstances led to the background for a strong peasant revolt in India in 19th and 20th century? Briefly discuss the major peasant revolt that took place in India during this period. सबसे पहले इंट्रोडक्शन देंगे, फिर हम देखेंगे रीज़न क्या है, फिर मेजर पीजन रिवोल्ट और फिर कंक्लूजन. ठीक है. द चेंजिंग इकोनॉमिक एंड लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम ड्यूरिंग द ब्रिटिश पीरियड लेड टू प्लंडरिंग ऑफ वेल्थ ऑफ इंडियन फार्मर. system, the landlord and moneylender fixed the income of the company by exploiting the farmer under the British rule, and some of the reason like high rate of the land revenue, poor and old agriculture system, no technical innovation in agriculture, and constant debt trap, debt trapped debt trap forced the farmers to revolt in 19th century. The peasant revolt was mainly tribal and regional in nature, but in 20th century it was mainly led by सहजानंद सरस्वती, वल्लभ भाई पटेल और करण्यानंद शर्मा, मदासी पासी, बाबा रामचंद्र, महात्मा गांधी एंड अदर लीडर। करयानंद शर्मा, ठीक है। These leaders were successful in organizing various farmer revolt and give it national perspective, ठीक है। Reason for peasant revolt in 19th and 20th century. India has been an agricultural country since ancient times. Before the arrival of British, India was self-reliant in terms of agriculture, and the condition of farmer was quite good and happy. And India was a major exporter of agriculture product in the world. After the Battle of Buxar of 1764, the British started implementing their economic and agricultural policies in India, which directly and indirectly affected the Indian farmer negatively. And in this background, from the following chart, various reasons of peasant rebellion can be seen. देखो रीज़न क्या है, सबसे पहले क्या है, देखो लीडरशिप ऑफ कैपेबल फॉर्मल रीडर्स लाइक स्वामी सहजानंद, N.G. रंगा, इंदुलाल याग्निक, बाबा रामचंद्र। एज ए रिजल्ट ऑफ लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम एंड हाई rate of land, violation of traditional rights in the tribal area, additional pressure on agriculture due to decline of traditional industries, influence of communalism and Marxism, rise of farmer organization, worldwide economic recession after First World War, and frequency of famine during British rule। लीडर्स बढ़िया थे, लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम वगैरह सब खराब था, ट्राइबल्स को उनके राइट से आपने वो कर दिया, हटा दिया, इन एग्रीकल्चर पे प्रेशर बढ़ रहा था, ठीक है। कम्युनलिज्म और मार्क्सिज्म इनका भी इन्फ्लुएंस था। राइज ऑफ फार्मर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, वर्ल्ड वाइड इकोनॉमिक रिसेशन आफ्टर द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ फेमाइन ड्यूरिंग ब्रिटिश रूल। सेकेंड स्टेप क्या है, मेजर पीजेंट रिवॉल्ट ऑफ 19th and 20th century। ड्यूरिंग द ब्रिटिश रूल, peasant revolt took place from time to time in almost every region of the country in 19th and 20th century, due to which we can see the major revolt as follows। In 19th century, the 90th century, it was mainly concerned with the local interest and immediate problem, ठीक है। led by local groups, widespread use of violence and force, जैसे इंडिगो रिविलियन हो गया, ठीक है, पपना रिविलियन हो गया, डेक्कन राइट्स हो गए, मोपाला हो गया, ठीक है, 1836 से 54, डेक्कन 1875 में, ठीक है। और 20th century, इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ फार्मर मूवमेंट विद नेशनल मूवमेंट, ठीक है। लीडरशिप रोल मेनली प्लेड बाई प्रोविंशियल एंड नेशनल लेवल लीडर्स, यूज ऑफ सत्याग्रह, प्रोटेस्ट एंड अरेस्ट, प्रोपोगंडा, जैसे चंपारण हो गया 1917, खेड़ा हो गया 1918, दरभंगा फार्मर मूवमेंट हो गया, एका मूवमेंट हो गया 1921 से 22, बकासत मूवमेंट हो गया 1937 से 1938, एंड तेभगा हो गया 1946 से 1947, ठीक है। अब आते हैं पीजेंट मूवमेंट विच इज़ ट्राइबल इन नेचर, मैनी रिविलियन इंक्लूडिंग कोल रिविलियन 1831 से 32, संताल रिविलियन 1855-56, मुंडा रिविलियन took place in the form of initial protest of farmer due to snatching of their economic right and rising influence of दिक्कोस, महाजन, जमींदार या शुद्ध खतर etc in ट्राइबल एरिया emerged, ठीक है। अभी आते हैं इंडिगो रिवोल्ट्स की बात करते हैं। 1859 to 60. Some retired officers of the company used to get land from the landlord of Bengal and Bihar for indigo cultivation. They used to look at the indigo producing farmer to write a contract by giving a small advance amount, which was much less than the market price. This practice was called the Adani tradition in local language. The Bengal Rebellion started in 1859 from the Govindpur village located in Nadia district of Bengal, and by 1860 it spread to Jessore, Khulna, Rajshahi, Dhaka, Mandla, Dinajpur, etc. The local leaders of this rebellion was Digambara Viswas, Vishnu Viswas. On 31st March 1860, the British were forced to appoint an indigo commissioner under the chairmanship of W.S. Shiotankar. The commission suggested that no Rayat would be forced to cultivate indigo, and all dispute would be settled through legal means. It is noteworthy that Patriot Hindu Patriot newspaper editor Harish Chandra Mukherjee supported this movement. Deenbandhu Mitra described the Indigo Rebellion of 1859 in his play Neel Darpan. This was the first successful movement of Indian farmer. ठीक है, अब आते हैं अगला देखते हैं हम पवना रिबिलियन ऑफ 1833 to 38, sorry, Pabna Rebellion of 1873 to 75. The Pabna district of Bengal. This rebellion was carried out by the farmer due to landlord started to evict the farmer from their land and increasing the revenue rate significantly. Therefore, in 1873 AD, a farmer union was established in Yusuf Shahi Pargana of Pabna district, which fought non-violently against the atrocities of landlords. Ishan Chandra Rai, Kesav Chandra Rai, and Sambhu Paul, etc. were the prominent leader of Pabna revolt. This rebellion was also supported by intellectual class like Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay and Ramesh Chandra Datta. ठीक है. Generally, it was a rebellion with exception. Violent incident took place here and there. Overall, this rebellion ended within the ambit of law, and in 1885 the Bengal Tenancy Act 1885 was passed, through which the land ownership right of farmer was reconsidered. ठीक है, अब आते हैं डेक्कन रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1875. In 1875 there was a large scale disturbance due to the anger of farmer in Pune and Ambedkar district of Maharashtra. The root cause of the Deccan revolt was the oppression and exploitation of farmer by the landlord and moneylender. Under this, the farmers start boycotting the outsider moneylender, and they won the bond and other documents kept by moneylenders. Soon, this rebellion spread to other areas. Ultimately, the British government provided some protection to the farmer against moneylender through the Deccan Peasant Relief Act 1879 in Pune. That during the public meeting under the leadership of M.G. Ranga, the demand of farmer was justified. अब आते हैं मोपहला रिबिलियन 1836 से 1854. द मोपहला रिबिलियन प्लेस्ड इन मालाबार ऑफ महाराष्ट्र प्रेसिडेंसी. द मालवर रीजन ऑफ केरला वॉज अ मुस्लिम मेजॉरिटी एरिया. These Muslim are known as Mopla. These mostly farmer, liberal and small trader. Because of being uneducated, the influence of Qazis and Molvis were more on them. The landlord and moneylender in the Malabar region were the Hindu Nambutris and Nayars. These Hindu landlords were called Jainimi. Jainimi कहते थे इनको. These landlord and moneylender exploited the farmer and collected tax arbitrarily. These landowner also had the protection of police and court. In this way, the Mopala farmers were suffering from foreign rules, landlords, and moneylender. Hence, it forced the Mopal to rebellion again and again. These were 22. These were 22 Mopla rebellion between the 1836 to 54. Apart from this, there was rebellion in 1873, 1880, 1884, 1896, and 1921. This rebellion was a rebellion of farmer against the landlord, which were driven by economic reason. But this rebellion was given a communal form because Mopal farmer were Muslim while the landowner and लैंडलॉर्ड वॉज हिंदू. अब आते हैं चंपारण के बारे में बात करते हैं. 1917 इट वॉज मैंडेटरी फॉर फार्मर ऑफ चंपारण डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ बिहार टू कल्टिवेट इंडिगो एंड 20th part of their land. This is called Tinkatia method. In 19th century, chemical dye drove indigo out of the market. Therefore, European had to stop the cultivation of indigo. Farmer also wanted the same. The owner arbitrarily increased the rate of rent and other illegal taxes such as Sarhavasi increased and Tavan lump sum compensation to free the farmer from their contract. The first rebellion had taken place in 1908. In 1917, Rajkumar Shukla called Gandhiji to Champaran. He, along with his colleague Brij Kishore, C.F. Andrew, and Dr. Anugrah Narayan Sinha, Raj Kishore Prasad, H.S. Polak, Rajendra Prasad, Mahadev Desai, Narhari Parekh, J.V. Kripalani, etc. visited large number of villages. The government constituted an inquiry commission in which Gandhiji also included. On the suggestion of the commission, the Tinkatia system was abolished and the plantation owner agreed to return 25% of illegal recovery. अब आते हैं दरभंगा फार्मर मूवमेंट ऑफ 1919. द रीजन ऑफ फॉर this movement was also exploitation of farmers by the landlord. The farmer was badly affected after the First World War. Swami Vidyanand had an important role in organizing the farmer against this exploitation. Under this leadership, the farmer launched their movement. As a result, in 1920, the Raj provided some facilities to the farmer. Kheda Satyagraha of 1918. Kunbi Patidar, farmer of Kheda region of Bihar, requested the government to postpone the collection of land revenue due to famine and spread of plague in the year of 1918, but the government did not pay attention to the prayer of the farmers. As a result, farmers started a movement under the leadership of Mohanlal Pandya. On 22 March 1918, Gandhiji took this movement under his leadership and gave it the form of Satyagraha. Due to this, the government issued a document ordering the collection of revenue only from capable farmers. Apart from Gandhi, Sardar Patel, Vittalbhai Patel, Indulal Yagnik, Gujarat Sabha also played an important role in this Satyagraha. ठीक है. Bijolia movement 1913. Bijolia peasant movement was a movement against excessive land revenue extraction that took place in Mewar state of Rajasthan. At this time, 84 types of taxes were being collected from the farmer. Initially, this movement was led by Sadhu Sitaram Das, Fatah Lal Charan, and Brahmadev. Sadhu Sitaram Das, Fatah Lal Chandra, and Brahmadev. Another leader was Narayan Watley, who inspired the farmer not to do forced labor. Later, this movement was made very popular by Vijay Singh Parekh and Bhoop Singh, and in the agreement made between farmer and the king, 35 out of 84 taxes were withdrawn by the king. अब आते हैं ए का मूवमेंट 1921 से 1922. A movement was launched in 1921 in the interest of farmer of Awadh provinces, which was led by Madari Pasi and Sahadev. The main center of this movement was Hardoi, Bahraich, Barabanki, Sitapur district. In this movement, an oath was given on the Ganga at the meeting place that farmer would not pay even a single paisa more than the fixed rent. Apart from this, the main demand of agitator was that due to rising inflation, the revenue should be converted into the cash. अब आते हैं भरदोली सत्याग्रह 1928 गुजरात. Despite the fall of the price in cotton, the government increased. Despite the fall of cotton, the government increased the land revenue in Bardoli by 22% in 1926-27. As a result, the tax burden on farmer increased. Congress worker Vallabhbhai Patel took the lead on behalf of farmer and started Satyagraha. Here, women played a crucial active role in the movement. Ultimately, government reduces the levy of tax to 6.03%. अब आते हैं Bakasat peasant movement. Bakasat farmer movement was launched in the protest against Jamindari system in Bihar. Bakasat land was such land which farmer were given to the landlord in case they could not pay the rent due to recession. Although now the farmer were farming on it as a sharecropper. ठीक है. A law was made regarding this land that only a part of the land will be returned to the farmer if they doesn't pay half of the auctioning price of that land. Bihar Provincial Kisan Sabha was established in Bihar due to effort of Swami Sahajanand, and he also had a support of prominent leaders like Karyanand Sarma, Rahul Sankrityayan, Panchanan Sarma, Yadunath Sarma, and Shraddhanand Saraswati. As early as 1935, the proposal for abolition of Jamindari were passed in Kisan Sabha, due to which the farmer struggle for freedom became a more intense. In Gaya district, Yadunand Sarma led the Vakasat movement. Yamuna Kari in Saran, Rahul Sankirtayan in Anvari led the movement. तेवगा मूवमेंट कब हुआ? 1946 से 1950. This was the most widespread movement after the Second World War, which spread in 19th district of the Bengal, and about 60 lakh farmer were associated with this movement. The leader of this movement was Kamparam Singh, Bhagwan Singh. At the same time, several communal riots broke out in Noakhali. But during this movement, the tenants farmer announced that they would take two-third share of the crop production and give only one-third share to the landlord. This is why it is called Tevhaga movement. This movement continued even after independence conclusion. Thus, the main cause of peasant revolt in colonial rule was the economic exploitation and atrocities led by jamindars, money launderers, along with British officers. It led to strong opposition by farmers against them. It also started in tribal area such as Santal Pargana, Chota Nagpur, etc. During 20th century, the movement got linked to the national movement due to its charismatic leadership. Agriculture reform and grievances of farmer were widespread prominently by political parties in 20th century. It resulted into the awareness among the farmers and extended the social ways of national movement. It also brought the problem of both agriculture and farmer parallel to the national movement that paved the way for rapid reform in the country after independence. अब आते हैं एट अ ग्लांस। सबसे पहले देखो भोपाल रिविलियन फर्स्ट फेज हुआ था 1836 से 1885 में मालवा रीजन के एन हाजी। इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यू रेवेन्यू सिस्टम बाय द ब्रिटिश। इंडिगो 1859-60 बंगाल डिवाइन फेथ लीडरशिप। अच्छा, यूरोपियन फोर्स द फार्मर टू कल्टिवेट इंडिगो। पवना बंगाल में हुआ था। ईसवान चंद्र राय, शंभुनाथ पाल, कवेश चंद्र राय। Conspiracy and eviction against excess rent and occupation of land of tenants under एक्ट ऑफ 1859। डेक्कन जो रिविलियन हुआ वो 1874 से जैसे पूना अम्बेडकर नगर, सोलापुर, सतारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र। बाबा साहेब देशमुख, द फार्मर ऑफ रैतवारी एरिया फेल इनटू द ट्रैप ऑफ मनी लेंडर्स फॉर लोन रीपेमेंट। फॉलिंग कोटिंग प्राइस एंड स्टीप इंक्रीज इन रेंट रेट डिस्पाइट फेमाइन। चंपारण में क्या हुआ? चंपारण सत्याग्रह हुआ। चंपारण, रामनगर, मोतिहारी, बिटहा और मधुबनी। महात्मा गांधी इन अपोजिशन ऑफ टिनकटिया सिस्टम। खेड़ा हुआ, खेड़ा गुजरात में। महात्मा गांधी और वल्लभ भाई पटेल। रिकवरी ऑफ गुड बाय गवर्नमेंट डिस्पाइट क्रॉप फेलियर। अवध पीजेंट मूवमेंट, प्रतापगढ़, रायबरेली, सुल्तानपुर एंड फैजाबाद। जिंगुरी लाल सिंह, बाबा रामचंद्र। इलीगल रेंट एंड eviction act applicable, increased in rent from अवध मलगुजारी। एका मूवमेंट, बाराबंकी, हरदोई, बहराइच, सीतापुर, मदारी, पासी, इंक्रीज इन रेंट। भोपाल रिविलियन सेकेंड फेज 1921। मालाबार, अली मुदलेर, मूल रेंट एंड इविक्शन। ठीक है। बरदौली सत्याग्रह 1928 में हुआ। बारदौली तालिका ऑफ सूरत। सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, इंक्रीज इन रेंट। पीजेंट मूवमेंट इन पंजाब 1930 से 1940 में हुआ। जलंधर, अमृतसर, होशियारपुर, लैलपुरा एंड शेखपुरा। सोहन सिंह, भकना, ज्वाला सिंह, तेज सिंह, मास्टर हरी सिंह बाबा। रिडक्शन इन लैंड रेवेन्यू। moratorium on payment of loan, immediate reason for reassessment of land revenue in Lahore, Amritsar, reassessment of revenue, increase in canal tax। तेवगा मूवमेंट 1946 में हुआ। दिनानपुर, रंगपुर, जलपाईगुड़ी, मिदनापुर 24 परगना। ठीक है। काम परम सिंह, भगवान सिंह। द शेयर क्रॉपर डिसाइडेड दैट दे वुड गिव 1/3 ऑफ प्रोड्यूस टू द जोतेदार इंस्टेड ऑफ हाफ। तेलंगाना मूवमेंट तेलंगाना में हुआ। कलेक्टिव लीडरशिप थी। स्ट्रगल अगेंस्ट द निज़ाम, जमींदार, मनी लेंडर एंड ट्रेडर्स। दरभंगा फार्मर मूवमेंट 1919 बिहार में हुआ। स्वामी विद्यानंद अगेंस्ट लैंडलॉर्ड एंड मनी लेंडर। आते हैं बकासक्त पीजेंट मूवमेंट 1938 से 47 बिहार में हुआ। कायानंद शर्मा, राहुल संकृतायन, पंचनंद शर्मा, यदुनंदन शर्मा एंड श्रद्धानंद सरस्वती। इट वॉज लॉन्च इन प्रोटेस्ट अगेंस्ट जमींदारी सिस्टम।